What is up? Happy Saturday. I know I am a little late with this, but spending time with friends and family is super, super important. And hopefully you were enjoying your friends and family over the last several days as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get right into the Ask Laurel thread because I know a lot of you guys are waiting on this video so that you guys can move forward. So I'm going to go ahead. I just want to make sure that everyone understands. But if you're stuck on where to start, please, please, please just go to the home section and follow the 3 steps that are clearly laid out, okay? Because if you're feeling stuck or you're feeling overwhelmed, there is a solution for you there, okay? So for those of you guys who are posting that you're overwhelmed and you're stuck and you're not following the protocol, I know that you're not starting in the home section and that you're skipping around. And so it's super important that you guys know I created this as a program and not a step-by-step course. And I did it that way for a reason because not everyone's journey is going to be the same. And so it is my job to guide you on where to go, but I need you to take specific steps so that we can make sure that everyone is where they need to be. Okay. So if you have a clarifying question about the training or the strategy, this is where to put it. Okay. Also, I just want to remind you 1 question per member, okay? Between the weekly Q&A threads and the 2 live Zoom coaching calls, there's plenty of opportunities for me to make sure that you get the help that you need, okay? There's no reason that everyone should be posting 1 question a day unless it's like little things, right? But the reason that I keep it to 1 question a member is because then this is going to become everyone's Google, right? We don't want this question thread to become everyone's Google. We want to save it for the clarifications on the training or on a very specific direction on where to go or with copy, right? So just wanted to get that out of the way because there are a lot of questions that, people tend to use this when the answer was simply just in the training or with a quick Google. Okay. So just want to make sure that everyone's using this for the purpose that it was intended to. Okay. Do not use this thread until you have gone through the training and attempted to do the first 2 assignments. I am no longer going to be answering questions that clearly show that you have not done so. And this week we had a lot of great questions. So no one asked anything lazy. So that means that we are getting better at being clear on what this thread is for. And as always, the deadline is Thursday at 5 o'clock Central. So make sure that you get all of your questions in before 5 o'clock Central. I do review the questions, and so that's going to make this go a lot faster. So I'm going to go right into Jay because I gave him some recommendations of being more clear in his pieces of power content. Now, here is the piece of power content. So here is his headline: Professional and part-time healers and mystics. If we want to feel the effortless flow and the deep satisfaction that comes with giving our gifts and living our purpose on the planet, as opposed, whoa, this is way too long, okay? So because I have already looked at this, I'm going to give you some just straight up direction, okay? Your headline needs to be short and sweet. It needs to identify who is this for and identify a specific struggle or a single pain point, okay? Sometimes we're putting way too many things in these 1 pieces of power content. So I'll give you an example. So here in your promise of value, you say, I'm going to first clarify what a professional and part-time healer and mystics are so you can verify if you are one yourself, right? This should be 1 piece of power content. And so a short and clear headline to go with that is, and I'm not really sure what you mean, what a professional and part-time healers and mystics are so you can verify if you're one of them. You could say something like, an example, and I'm just giving this as an example because I don't know the context of your information. So a very simple piece of power content would be, should you be a part-time or a full-blown professional healer? Give me the next 5 minutes and I'm going to tell you the characteristics of a professional versus someone who is doing this part-time or something like that. But you see how clear that was? That's how clear I want you to be. So second, I'm going to outline the paradigm or lens that healers and mystics are going to want to look through. Okay. So again, you would do your headline, something short and sweet, and then say, over the next 5 minutes, I'm going to outline the paradigm or lenses that healers and mystics are going to want to look through in order to achieve XYZ, right? And then third, so you actually have 3 pieces of power content here, okay? So I would use these 3 things as each individual pieces of power content. and just make those headlines short and sweet. Remember, we have to look at our power content, right? If we look at our power content as its own video funnel, right? Okay, so when you're dealing with power content, remember 3 to 5 minutes, right? Not 2, 3. And we need to identify, the headline needs to identify who is it for and what is the one single struggle or desire they're trying to achieve, right? The only job of the headline is to get people to read the second line, which is our promise of value. Okay? This is like, think of it as a funnel. This is top of funnel, right? We need to get them to stop the scroll and say, I need to read more. And then the promise of value's job is to get them to watch the video. Okay? Their job is to get them to watch the video, right? The video plus the CTA, that job is to get them to take action on something. Okay? So if we look at our power content as a funnel, the headline, who is it for, and what is the one single struggle or desire they're trying to achieve, then make them watch what are they going to get in the next 3 to 5 minutes. And then the video's job is to get them to take action. Okay? We do not need to overcomplicate this. Now, he did have a wonder asking me if he should use his book as a lead generation to give it away. He said it might be too painful to give away the whole thing. That is what makes a really good freebie. And it all depends. I do not have enough information to be able to answer this for you because I don't know what your value ladder looks like. But if you have some type of higher ticket that is a couple $100 or over $1,000, giving away a book for free is peanuts compared to the amount of customers that you're going to get from that book. So it just depends. Is the book designed to drive traffic to a higher ticket, or is it just a standalone? I don't know enough about that to answer that question. So Marissa says, I'm at the stage of building my audiences. I got stuck on my lookalike audience once you said it wouldn't work if I paid for followers, which I did, and the video was okay. So here I want to be clear, and Marisha, this is going to answer the rest of your question. Is I was referring to business owners who followed some weird tactics of getting cheap followers from other countries just in order to build a vanity metric like page likes, okay? If you are creating lookalikes based off of people who are engaging with your content, meaning they're watching your videos, they're clicking on your website, that is okay. But let's say you bought a whole bunch of followers from, from India, the Middle East, or whatever, and those people were not your ideal audience, and then you tried to make a lookalike based off of your page likes, then it wouldn't work. But if you're building your lookalikes based off of people who are taking action, you are good to go. Let's see, Miss Crystal, I'm looking on feedback for the first draft of my power content video script. Awesome. Let's see how this is going. Headline: Are you having these puberty conversations with your tween girl? Are you having these puberty conversations with your tween girl? It's interesting. We might have to be careful with this type of content. I would on the side of caution maybe turn this into third person. Most moms are scared to have these 3 conversations with their tween girls, and it's not the birds and the bees. But over the next 5 minutes, I'm going to tell you what those 3 most important conversations are and the best way to start it, or something like that. I would just because it's a very sensitive subject and health related, I would probably go more in that direction. The one thing about this copy, Crystal, that is a little weird when you're saying like that you're having with your puberty girl. I've never, and I work with a lot of moms who have, like tween girls and having the conversation. I don't think any of them would refer to them as their puberty girl, so that's a little weird to me. I would probably find another way to say it, because I know you say it right here too, because you might not know how to bring the topic up. I think this is a great freebie. I'm just like not too hot on this the way that you say your puberty girl. I would probably just like tween. I'd probably keep the conversation there because it's implied, right? You don't necessarily have to say it. That's my only problem with this with this copy. Like I really loved your humble brag. This is really good. So I would just like two things, right? I would read, like, think about this too, Crystal. You probably have a lot of conversations with moms. How would they describe their situations, right? Like use the language. Like I don't think two moms sitting in a coffee shop would be like, yeah, my puberty girl does this, or like I don't think that. I don't have any kids, so I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I've never heard that term before. So that's one, and two. Let's see. What was the second thing I was going to say? Oh yeah, just be careful because this is a sensitive subject. You might want to use first or third person. Like, hey, like whenever I was a mother of a tween girl, I was having a hard time with these conversations. I'm always nervous about health related copy that speaks to a second person. I like to write health and sensitive topics in first or third person. But Crystal, this is a really great topic. I think this is, I love working with small niches like this too. So I think this piece of power content as in the context is great. I think there's just a couple of little copy shifts that I would like to see you make. That's it. That I will repeat this. I love your humble brag. This is really fun, and it just makes it a really like kind of uncomfortable topic seem fun. So I like that a lot. So I'm going to answer this first question because it is going to answer the rest of them. So Cindy says, what is the purpose of going live on your profile if you're just going to download it and upload it to the page? Why not just go live on the page? So I used to do this. So Cindy, I don't know if you're watching an older video, but I used to go live on my personal profile and then download the video to my business page and to my YouTube. The reason I did that was because at the time, I wasn't using a software. So now I use a software called OneStream Live. I'll actually show you guys what that looks like. Okay, so if we go into the lanyap section, and I apologize, it just started pouring down rain, and my ceiling is super high, so it's so loud when it starts raining. But if you go into tools I recommend, you are going to see this called OneStream Live, and I actually walk you guys through how this works. So anytime that I go live on my personal profile, OneStream Live also streams it to my YouTube channel and to my Facebook business page. So it says right here, I stream my lives to 3 places: my profile, my business page, and YouTube. So I used to do this until I found that software. So if you guys go into, again, Lanyap and tools I recommend, you're going to see the 2 tools that I recommend: OneStream Live and repurpose.io. And you're going to be able to see the reason that I first went live on my profile was because that's where my organic audience is. Remember, I made my first and second 6 figures before I ran ads. And so I used my organic traffic in order to make my money. So that's why I went live on my profile, because that's where my organic traffic was. Okay. So hopefully that answered all of the questions. And again, just a reminder, make sure that you guys are using one question. My team is doing a really good job of policing this. So just respect when my team asks you guys to do something. And I'm not picking on Cindy by any means. I just want to make sure that everyone's following the rules, because we do have a lot of people here, and I do want to make sure that everyone gets everything that they need taken care of. So Mark says, hey, I hope I'm doing this right. I'm sharing my power offer as assignment number 1 for Laurel to critique. Mark, welcome. You are doing this right. Who is this for? Local businesses who want to get more sales and appointments. Okay. So I would say you want to go deeper on this, because are you talking to dentists? Are you talking to supermarkets? Are you talking to insurance agents? Are you talking to cowboy boot stores? I don't know, right? Clear, your 1 sentence promise is really good. My agency will help you book more sales appointments on your calendar in the next 14 days. So for instance, you could say, like, practice owners who want to get more appointments. I don't know if they would say sales appointments. So that's what's confusing to me, is sales appointments. I don't know who this is for. So I would work on being a little bit more clear on that. But I do think that your benefits are awesome. Like, get customers raising their hands in the first 24 to 40. This is awesome. This is awesome. I love that. All that's needed is customer list of contacts that haven't purchased from you in the last 6 to 9 months without doing something they hate and without spending an extra dime on ad spend. I love this. My recommendation would be get more specific on who this is for, because it's not clear from the copy. Okay. Remember, when we talk to everybody, we talk to nobody because people will be like, well, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know, right? But if you're like practice owners or chiropractors or dentists or whoever, or, you know, local businesses who I don't know. I would need to know a little bit more about who your ideal audience is. Sales appointments. I'm trying to think of who would need, like, who would say sales appointments. I work with a lot of brick and mortar businesses, like practices and stuff like that. A lot of them don't use the term sales appointment, so I would probably want to have more clarification on that term in itself. Because remember, when we're talking, especially for local businesses and brick and mortar businesses, they don't use the same language as we do when it comes to online marketing, right? So think about, like, if you're sitting at happy hour next to your ideal client, would they use the term sales appointments? Would they say, I just want more customers to come to my door? I want to give more, you know, I don't know enough. Like I said, I don't know enough, but like local businesses don't use the term like lead generation, right? Like they would say, hey, I just need to get more customers in my door. So all of those are questions, Mark, that I would have for you. But otherwise, I think this is really solid. I just need to know exactly who you're talking to. Woo, it is coming down out there, guys. Can you hear that rain? Holy crap. Amanda says, hey, Christina and Laurel, I'm working on my first piece of power content, and it would be great if you could give me some suggestions before I record the video. Photographers love photo shoots, but often not having enough time for photo editing. Ooh, I like this already. See how clear she is? This is clear. Over the next 5 minutes, I'm going to show you how to use presets in Adobe Lightroom or Camera to edit portrait images fast and get stunning results. I love this. Oh my gosh, guys, let's use this as a great example of how, like, see how she's talking, who is it for, and what is the struggle that they have, that they're, one specific struggle they're having, right? Who is it for? Photographers. But what are they struggling with? They're not having enough time for photo editing. This is a great example of a great piece of power content. Why do they need to watch this video? Because she's going to show them how to use presets in Adobe Lightroom to get fast and stunning results. This is all good. Let's take a look at your humble brag. I love the CTA, by the way. The one thing is, don't have them send you a message. Have them drop a line below, because the reason we want people to comment is so, one, we can get more engagement on the ad, and two, it's going to lower our ad cost. The more engagement we get, the lower our ads cost. Let's see. Wayne says, hey, Laurel, I'm having challenges creating the right audience to target to run my content. My business is a Christian lifestyle brand that sells Christian apparel. And as you already know, you cannot target Christian audiences with Christian names, likes, or interests. What do you suggest I target to try to reach Christians who are on Facebook? This is an excellent question. And something that I want to get more of you guys to understand is that the algorithm is super smart. And that is why a lot of targeting options are going away. Like, they've lost a lot of data, but at the same time, the algorithm knows who we are and what we're doing. It's based on our habits, right? Anytime that you're logged into Facebook, it knows what websites you're visiting. It knows who you're engaging with. And so don't be afraid to go more open with this. Like, if I were running your ads, Wayne, I would let the message pull in my ideal client versus trying to target. And this is true for many, many niches. Like, I myself, a lot of times I'll do zero targeting because I already know Facebook knows who my ideal client is. And we want to, so let me give you an example. So people who invest in e-commerce brands and t-shirt brands, they invest to become part of a certain community, right? There are certain people, and we want to make sure that our marketing embraces community, right? Like, when me and my wife had our t-shirt company before I started my own business here, we built ads that were based on a female bicyclist community. And so our ads, we didn't do a lot of targeting. We were just open, like, hey, women, if you're sick of, buying t-shirts that cater to men's sizes only, come join the community of women who love bicycling and proudly wear our shirts. I forget the exact copy that we would use, but we built a community of people who shared the same love of bicycling, right? Women bicyclists. And so if you are targeting a Christian community, that's already pre-built, right? Christians are one strong community. And depending on the location of where you're targeting, probably a majority of people that you're targeting are going to have embraced that Christian lifestyle already. So the job of like your job's already halfway done. And so I would just make sure that the product screams community and that the ad has that messaging, like you're inviting people to become a part of your Christian community. Okay. So that's a little tidbit that I've been telling a lot of people to stop worrying about so much about targeting. I want you guys to start focusing on creating really good content, right? That's going to pull in that ideal client. Okay, Miss Krista. Okay, Miss Krista, I would not I would not run this. If I were you, I would not run this. Only because you are talking about a weight loss niche. And again, whenever we're talking about weight loss niches, we want to make sure, and I'm sorry if it screams like it sounds like I'm screaming. I'm just trying to make sure that you guys hear me over this rain. You could see right here, you're assuming that the person reading this needs to lose weight. Facebook does not like that. So anytime that you're talking about any type of negative kind of niches, any health-related niches, sensitive topics, we always want to write in first or third person. Will this get approved? I don't know. Maybe. I would not risk it, because if it does get approved, there's a chance that it'll get later denied, and you'll probably end up getting an ad account shut down. So I would refocus this on either first or third person. Like, for instance, instead of the real truth behind losing weight, that's fine. The language that I would change is discover the real reasons why you are uncomfortable in a bikini in the summer and how to fix it once and for all. That would become discover the real reasons why many women feel uncomfortable in a bikini and the secret that this expert is showing them how to fix it, right? That's third person. So here, right, instead of you've tried the keto diet, you could say something like, here's the real reason why the keto diet, cabbage soup diet, doesn't work for most women, right? That's the way that I would go. I think, like, why is it that the richest woman on earth who has unlimited resources with a problem, there has to be something more to her? That's all great. But I would, like I said, this first sentence, I have a problem with it because it says you've tried. Also, you can finally discover the real secret. So yeah, there is. Thousands of women are discovering the real secret behind weight loss by attending our live Facebook information session, right? So again, we want to go throughout this entire copy. And you also want to make sure that theranchdiet.com, let me actually go to that, the ranch, because Facebook does look at this too. Yep, this is probably going to be a no-no with Facebook too. So you want to make sure that all of this is written in third person. You also want to make sure that there's no before and after result photos too. So just to recap, make sure that not only your ad copy and your landing page is third person, Krista. Want to make sure that you don't get your ad account shut down, because, oh my God, it is the worst when your ad account gets shut down. Let's see, Ellie says, could I have some feedback on assignment 1? This is for a low ticket challenge. Who is this for? Busy moms who are experiencing headaches, jaw pain, and clench their jaw or grinding their teeth at night. Ooh, I like this. Who is this for? You're very clear on this. Let's see, clear one sentence promise. I'll teach you techniques live over 4 days to help you ease your clenching and grinding. Okay, so I just read the rest of this. So we want to make sure that when you're writing your power offer, it's about the results that the spending 4 days with you, right? So for instance, right, busy moms who are experiencing headaches, jaw pain, and clench their jaw are grinding their teeth at night. If after spending 4 days with me, I could guarantee that you'll have X, Y, and Z, right? Benefit number 1, so that you never have to pop pills after 3 days, right? And I'm just like, I wouldn't say pop pills after 3 days, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I don't know enough about your offer, but think about this as what is the outcome that they will experience after spending those 4 days with you. Not about the mechanism over those 4 days. Does that make sense? It's about what is it that after spending 4 days they can expect. Okay? So take one more stab at that. I like who is it for. That's perfect. but what is it after 4 days that they can expect? Let's see, Mr. Nick. Hey, Nick, great to see you here. So he's an anger coach that shows men how to fix broken relationships and regain self-confidence. I've signed up 11 high-ticket coaching clients in the past 2 years, along with this many other endeavors. I have created my 3 pieces of power content. I've created 1 power offer ad and ran it to 25% video watched audience, put a messenger button with CTF, send me a message to get clarity on their specific issues with anger. I did not ping pong my content yet. I've only run my power content for 5 days and my power offer ad for less than a day. Goal, get conversations going to sell my high ticket offer using the DCA strategy. I want 5 enrollments in the next 45 days. Question, have I implemented the DCA strategy well enough to chip away at my goal? So this picture right here doesn't tell me. I don't know what I'm looking at, right? So the information that I need, I don't have enough data to be able to answer that question. You've launched your power content, you've launched your power offer, okay? But what I need in order to know whether or not you're on the right path would be, I launched power content number 1. It is currently hitting X amount of KPIs, right? I'm getting 3 conversations. 3 people have raised their hands for my freebie. It's hitting the KPI of 25% per $1 per 25%, right? Power content number 2 is doing XYZ. It's hitting the KPI of XY. So I'm missing the KPIs. Like, you didn't tell me whether or not it's working, right? I don't know what this screenshot is of, because there are other pieces. There needs to be 3 pieces of power content. So I don't know. Is this 1 piece of power content? Is this cumulative? I don't know. So I just don't have enough data to answer this. I can tell you, yes, you are implementing the first 2 missions of the strategy. Don't forget that there is a third part to the strategy, is the ATM retargeting strategy. So that's going to be the third part of this. So if you watch this DCA workshop, this is gonna tell you the next part of the strategy. But in order for me to answer this question, have you implemented the DCA strategy well enough to chip away at your goal? I don't know. You didn't tell me how many views of power content number 1 are you getting on KPI? How many people have raised their hand? How many conversations have you had from each piece of power content? So those are all of the things that I need to know, in order to answer this question, okay? So whenever you guys are asking me certain things like, am I following the right strategy? Make sure that you're including not only screenshots, because I don't know what this means. Give me enough context to be able to say, give me enough context when it comes to your KPIs, because I also want to make sure that you guys understand, if you understand what your KPIs need to be. Does that make sense? So just make sure that you guys are giving me enough context in order to answer those questions. Otherwise, I would say I don't have enough data to be able to tell you that. But if you guys are following if Nick's following the Discovery Call Accelerator, it sounds like he's doing variation number 2. So after variation number 2, you're going to go here to the ATM retargeting strategy. So if you are following all of that, make sure that you're giving me the right context in the KPIs, and I will hook you up. But it looks like you are, Nick, just to answer your question. It looks like you are. I would just need to know all of your data here. So that is a wrap, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying your holiday weekend. I am going to be posting the next live Zoom coaching call probably early next week. I'll give you guys plenty of time. The next one will be the first Monday in December. It will be an open strategy call. I recommend that you guys put that on your calendar. It is going to be the first Monday of the month at 8 a.m. Central Time Zone. I'll be posting that